If you want to sell AI infrastructures that help local businesses make up to $300,000 a month, this is the system. The average client pays me around $60,000 throughout our relationship for this exact system. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how you can sell it too. Now, just before I show you this, you must understand this one thing. It's the agencies getting caught in the AI hype that will fuck this up. I get it. There's a lot of hype about AI right now. Everyone's talking about this AI chatbot, that AI automation, this new AI lead gen tool, and the list goes on. My warning for you watching this right now is this: you will forever and always be a commodity if you sell AI as a standalone service. The money you don't have yet will not come from selling a singular AI agent. It will come from selling a complete AI infrastructure, and I'm gonna show you how right now. I'm Nick Tan, and over the past 7 years, my agency has generated $5.5 million implementing these exact systems for local businesses. So let's get started with the foundation that makes this entire $300,000 per month infrastructure possible. The first component of the AI infrastructure is data-backed ad campaigns. Now, to be clear, this isn't an AI agent, but it's the piece that makes every AI agent that follows actually work. And this is the part that separates the mediocre AI implementers from the ones who acquire 90% of the wealth. I had a client who spent $29,000 with us, and we turned that into just under $500,000 in revenue for them. We didn't use AI to magically create these campaigns. We used our extensive tracking data from what's already proven to work in their industry. We focused on key metrics like cost per lead, cost per appointment, and cost per job closed. This approach consistently delivers a 10x ROI for our clients because we're not starting from scratch. We're building on proven success patterns. To implement this for your clients, start by creating a robust tracking system that monitors key performance metrics across all your campaigns. Focus on cost per lead, cost per appointment, and cost per job closed. Don't rely on AI to write your copy. Write it yourself based on what the data tells you works. The power is in the data analysis, not in delegating creativity to AI. When you launch campaigns based on proven performance data, you can confidently promise results because you're replicating success and not guessing. This data-backed approach is what allows you to charge premium prices. Clients are paying for certainty, not experiments. So here's an example of one of our ad trackers. So you can see here we look on a 4-day, 7-day, and 30-day kind of timeline in terms of the metrics. And then you can look at overall month to date as well. So you can see how many qualified bookings we have, what our cost per qualified booking is, how many we canceled due to them not being a fit, how many actually showed up, how many calls actually showed up on the calendar, how many live calls taken, and what that cost per live call is. So the key to making this work and having the data that's really important to note is when you have data for the same industry. So if you're niching down into a specific industry and you start to track, multiple clients across the industry, you start to see patterns on what works. That's the importance of having this data, because then when you go into launching campaigns every time, essentially you're iterating off what already works and your results just get better and better because you have data to back it up. If you're not tracking your data, then you basically are starting from scratch every single time and you're hoping that a campaign is going to work. So clients, they don't want to experiment with their money on what you think is going to work, right? So they're paying you because you have a shortcut. And this is the easiest way to basically create a shortcut where it'll differentiate yourself from all the other agencies out there, is that you specifically have data for that specific industry that you've niched down in, where you can start to get results for them on day one, instead of going through like a 7 or 2 week or even month-long, testing period. Imagine if you could promise your clients, hey, we're gonna get you leads and qualified appointments on day one because we've done this for hundreds of clients. Once you have these data-backed campaigns generating qualified leads, you need something that converts them into appointments without human error or delay. This is where the second component of our AI infrastructure creates massive leverage. This second component is the biggest reason most agencies lose clients. When businesses don't call and convert the leads you generate for them, no matter how good your ads are, clients will blame you and cancel when they don't see results. This AI appointment setter fixes that so clients see results fast, they stop blaming you, and stay on as high-value retainers. We implemented an AI appointment setter for a client that reaches out to all their leads within 60 seconds of them coming in. The system automatically engages in a conversation to qualify them, asking them about their budget, project timeline, and specific needs, and then books them directly into the client's calendar. What makes this powerful is that it works 24/7, which means we're capturing appointments even at 11:30 p.m. on weekends when the business owner would normally be unavailable. For many of our clients, this has increased their booking rate from around 20 to 25% to over 80%, which translates to tens of thousands of dollars in additional monthly revenue without spending a single dollar more on ads. To implement an effective AI appointment setter, you need to build a system that responds to any lead within seconds of them opting in. The conversation flow should qualify prospects by asking them about their budget, timeline, and specific needs. Make sure to customize the qualifying questions for each industry. What works for a roofer will not work for a dentist. Train your AI to handle the most common objections and FAQs, and make sure it can book appointments directly into your clients' calendars. The key is making it conversational and personalized to the specific business. The ROI calculation is straightforward. If your client is currently booking 25% of leads and your system books them 80%, then that's more than a 3x improvement in revenue without increasing ad spend. All right, so here's an example of the AI appointment setter in action. So you can see here, it basically says, hey, thank you for filling out our Facebook form regarding our outdoor lighting services. Am I speaking with Jackson? Jackson is the person who submitted their info on the lead form. They say, yes, this is Jackson. The AI bot says, great to meet you, Jackson. What type of lighting service are you interested in installing for your home? They say mainly landscape for the backyard. So in this case, this business offers a few different types of services. So the first thing the AI is doing is actually asking what type of service that this person or this lead is looking for. The AI says, that sounds wonderful. Do you have an approximate budget in mind? The person says $5,000. So it's important to note as well, this AI appointment setter is actually qualifying them, and it's doing so in a really friendly way. But let's say they came back with a different number. They said $2,000. Well, in that case, the AI appointment setter wouldn't go any further because the minimum for a project like this would be $3,000. So if it says anything less than $3,000, then it's not going to even bother setting this into an appointment because it doesn't qualify. So because they qualified, the AI continues to go. So the AI says, thanks for sharing that. How soon are you looking to get started with your landscape lighting project? The prospect says, ideally this or next month before summer rolls around. And then basically the AI now has qualified the lead, and they're pulling actual times from the calendar of the business owner. So they're saying, hey, how about we schedule a 30-minute design consult for today at 9 a.m. or tomorrow at 8 a.m. Let me know if either of these times work for you. The prospect says, that's a bit early for us. Do you have time tomorrow in the afternoon? It goes back into the calendar, pulls a couple more times, and basically offers this to the prospect. So they said, we have availability tomorrow, Friday, March 14th at 2 p.m. or 3:30. Do either of these times work for you? They say 3:30 is perfect. They schedule it in. And when they do schedule it in, this actually gets pushed into the calendar. So the business owner is actually going to see all the details of basically what the AI just went through. And all the business owner has to do is show up to the appointment and close, which is fantastic. Another thing to note here is the AI also gets the address of where the consult is happening, and we'll also plug that in as well. And then from there, they say the appointment is all set and they look forward to helping them with their lighting. So the AI is really good because as soon as leads come in, just from speed to lead alone, they're gonna generate a significantly higher conversion rate from lead to appointment set. And then on top of that, it's gonna disqualify any leads that aren't good and qualify all the ones that are good, and then directly put them into an appointment for the business owner, making it so that the business owner doesn't have to waste any money on someone calling the leads. People honestly prefer texting and going back and forth. It's really, really easy. And also the AI never sleeps. It works 24/7. So speed to lead is really, really key. And this can make or break a campaign. And if you're an agency owner and you have a bunch of clients, this will also help your retention as well, increasing the lifetime value of your own clients. But even the best appointment setter can't catch everyone on the first try. That's why the third component of our AI infrastructure is designed to capture the 70% of sales that happen after the initial contact. All right, so here's the AI in action when it's following up. So a lot of the time, people aren't going to respond on the first initial contact, whereas the AI is just going to continuously follow up and nurture the prospect. Where a lot of this slips and falls between the cracks is when you have a human trying to keep up with a bunch of follow-ups, and when you have 10, 20 leads coming in a day, that adds up, right? If that's a few hundred leads to keep up with every single month, naturally humans are just going to make mistakes and not be able to keep up with follow-ups. Whereas the AI is just very consistent. So you can see here, this person opted in, the AI initially reached out, there was no response, so they opted in at 9:44 a.m. The bot reached out 3 hours later at 12:44 saying, hey, just checking if this slipped through. Is this name? And then they didn't respond. So that was on March 27th. On March 28th, it basically reached out again. Said, hey, this is Brandon with OLP here again. Are you interested in adding outdoor lighting to your home? We're happy to help. No response. Then they basically reached out 24 hours later again saying, hey, we're currently running a promotion where you can book a free outdoor lighting discovery and design call with one of our expert designers. Let me know if you're interested. They tried to call, there was a missed call. And then they said, please let me know about your promotion. Of course, I'll have our office reach out. But that was four touch points before they got the lead to actually respond. So most of the time, human appointment setters will maybe do 1 or 2 follow-ups, but then they start to feel like they're, annoying the prospect. They don't want to be annoying and things like that. Or they're just not able to keep up with the organization it takes to follow up with all the leads. Whereas the AI, you can see here, was able to get this prospect interested again. So you compound that over hundreds of leads, it adds up to a ton of additional revenue. The third component is an automated follow-up and nurture system that continues engaging with leads until they either convert or explicitly opt out. This captures the significant portion of sales that happen after multiple touch points, which is a ton of revenue most local businesses completely miss. We've implemented follow-up systems for our clients that automatically continue reaching out to leads if they don't book an appointment on the first contact. The system follows up every 24 to 48 hours, ensuring no lead falls through the cracks. While I don't have a specific revenue number off the top of my head, we consistently see anywhere from 20 to 30% more appointments booked just from these automated follow-ups. That's a significant revenue increase that requires zero additional ad spend. We're just maximizing the value of leads they've already paid to acquire. Building an effective follow-up system is straightforward. Set your AI to reconnect with leads every 24 to 48 hours if they don't respond to the initial outreach. Keep the messages conversational and varied. You don't want prospects to feel like they're receiving templated messages. Measure success by tracking how many appointments come specifically from follow-up messages versus initial contact. When presenting this to clients, emphasize that these are additional appointments that they would have otherwise lost completely. It's essentially free money. Most businesses underestimate how many sales happen after multiple touch points. So showing them even a 20% increase in bookings from follow-ups can be eye-opening. While these first 3 components maximize the value of new leads coming in, most businesses are sitting on a gold mine they've completely forgotten about. The fourth component of our AI infrastructure taps into this overlooked asset for immediate cash flow. The fourth component is what I call AI cash campaigns, a system that mines your client's existing database for untapped revenue. This turns their dead leads into immediate cash flow without spending a dollar on new advertising. We implement AI cash campaigns by taking our clients' old lead lists and using AI to reactivate them. Unlike what many people think, we don't need to create special offers. Simply reaching back out to these forgotten leads is often enough because most of these businesses never follow up consistently. The AI engages in these old leads in conversation and books appointments with those who are still interested. Using AI cash campaigns, we've been able to add anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 of additional revenue into their business with zero ad spend. To implement AI cash campaigns for your clients, start by getting access to their entire database of past leads. These are people who expressed interest but never converted. Load these contacts into your AI appointment setting system, but customize the approach to acknowledge the time gap. For example, you can say something like, I noticed you were interested in roofing services a few months ago. Are you still looking for help with your roof? The key insight is that you don't need special discounts or offers. The simple act of following up professionally is enough to reactivate many leads. Most businesses completely abandon leads after a few days, so there's tremendous untapped value sitting in their CRM. The beauty of this component is that it generates revenue without any additional ad spend. You're just maximizing ROI on marketing dollars already spent. So you've just learned step 1 of the process, understanding the AI infrastructure that can help your clients generate up to $300,000 per month. Now it's time for step 2, how to start selling what actually works. You have 2 choices. You can try to figure out how to build and sell this system on your own through trial and error, or you can join me on a free strategy call where I'll show you exactly how to implement this infrastructure for your clients in the next 60 days. To start generating numbers like these for local businesses, click the link in the description to book your free one-on-one call with me. And on that note, I'll see you in the next video.